It's working like a charm. I mean, this is the most psychopathic nightmare system, and the public's defenseless because all they care about is football, baseball, Hollywood gossip, and drinking their sodium fluoride, and those of us that are awake are being listed as terrorists, and the borders are imploding. I mean, it is just, and now they're getting ready for World War III. Your phone call's coming up next with Alan Watts. Stay with us. Hello, this is Alex Jones with some important questions. If you're going into a battle and they give you a rifle and a sidearm, how much ammunition do you want? My answer would be all I can get. In the battle for freedom and the lives of your loved ones, food is your only ammunition. How much do you want? When do you want it? Now or after the battle starts? When will you need it? Can you buy it without proper identification? Will there be any food? Will it make your children sick? If there's a quarantine and you can't feed yourself, will you go to the gathering center and be immunized? You wipe out all these problems if you have a good food supply. Food is your ammunition to fight for your freedom and your life. How much will you need? We don't know. How much do you want? All you can get. I'm Alex Jones. I want all of you good guys to live to fight another day. Call 1-800-409-5633 or check it out on the web at efoodsdirect.com. Again, that number, 1-800-409-5633.
You may be arrested and or subject to other police action.
Tyranny is here. The grim future foretold in 1984 has become reality.
It really says that the state is God.
The United States is now recognized globally as one of the most oppressive police states on earth. This film conclusively proves the existence of a secret network of FEMA camps, now being expanded nationwide. This documentary exposes how the continuity of government program has established an all-powerful shadow state. Police State 4 chronicles the sickening depths to which our republic has fallen. Prepare to enter the secretive world of emergency dictatorship. Body scanners, sound cameras, citizen spies, stage terror, and cameras on every street corner. It's only the beginning of the New World Order's hellish plan. The police state isn't coming. It's here. Secure your copy today at Infowars.com or see it online in the highest quality at PrisonPlanet.tv.
Gold. It's like nothing else on Earth. From the Romans through the Renaissance, from the Industrial Age to the Space Age, gold has weathered the test of time. For 6,000 years, gold has remained the ultimate store of wealth. According to the World Gold Council and the U.S. Mint, demand is at an all-time high. The stage is being set for the reemergence of gold as the common-sense alternative to a fiat paper currency that gets weaker every day. Midas Resources is proud to offer the hard-hitting report that arms you with the truth you need to protect you and your family from the Fed's plans for your hard-earned money. Don't gamble with your future. Call Midas Resources today and ask for your free copy of As Good as Gold. Call 1-800-686-2237 for the report the Fed hopes you'll never see. As Good as Gold can be yours by calling 800-686-2237. If you have ever thought about owning gold, you must read this report. Call Midas today at 800-686-2237.
Don't answer it.
If fear strikes your heart when the phone rings, knowing it may be another bill collector, it's time for you to call Zero Debt in 90 days. 800-477-9256. Settlements, bankruptcy, and attorneys are not the answer and may end up costing you up to 10 times more than necessary. Listen, if you're already in debt, does it make sense to get buried in another payment plan? Zero Debt in 90 days gets you out of debt in 90 days guaranteed, without a payment plan and without attorneys or going to court. Get the fastest relief from debt on the planet when you call 800-477-9256. If you have debt with the IRS, credit cards, student loans, or a foreclosure, we can help at Zero Debt in 90 days, and we are the only organization to provide written guarantees on the results. Go to ZeroDebtGuaranteed.com. That's ZeroDebtGuaranteed.com. Or call now for free information. 800-477-9256. That's 800-477-9256.
There once was a land where the people were very, very free. Energy was cheap and prosperity filled the land. This made some grown-ups very angry, and they wanted to take away our freedoms. So they created a mythical crisis saying CO2 was bad, even though CO2 is what we breathe and it makes the plants grow. In fact, nothing would be green without CO2. And they scared all the children by saying that people doing ordinary things were killing the planet. So they passed a very nasty bill called Cap and Trade, so they could tax us for everything we do, like keeping our houses warm and driving cars. And that's why we can't afford to keep the house any warmer, honey.
Why did they do all this, Daddy?
To stop global warming, honey.
But they really did it because they want to kill that little girl. They don't want her to be born, in their own words. This is eugenics. This is about the globalists controlling society. Some folks took a government-paid-for, high-budget ad that says that bunny rabbits and dogs will drown and die, that they air in Australia, and they made a spoof of what it really means. Alan Watt, again, you understand that this is an incremental scientific dictatorship in their own words, but a lot of times you're a bit pessimistic. Speaking of solutions, before we go to calls, I do see us having a fighting chance. I mean, I really am seeing a massive awakening happening right now. And I think that's why Zbigniew Brzezinski, as you know, about 5 weeks ago, gave a speech to the CFR in Canada, where you live, and basically said for the first time in history, the whole world is awake to us and our world government's in trouble. And that's what their internal documents show. I mean, I don't think they're invincible. What do you think?
They're not invincible. It's the will of the people that's at stake here. And the problem is, and this is what they've discussed at the top themselves in their own books, they work out everything under a warfare strategy. And they've said that if those who are still making enough money to get by and so on, if they are making enough money, they will not join the rest at the bottom. So they're hoping to really segregate society from the haves and the have-nots as they push it further and further and bring up taxes and extra taxes and even value-added taxes. Britain, by the way, has just put up their value-added tax to 20% on every purchase. So they're hoping to do the same thing in America. So those who can keep affording it until it hurts them, they'll tend to neglect those beneath them who are really hurting.
And then the poor will become more vicious and start attacking the middle class, so the middle class will instinctively then kind of team up with the elite, at least in their own minds, when it's the elite that orchestrated the entire program to begin with.
That's right. And what has to happen is, therefore, is that everyone has to have a quick education that it doesn't matter what class you think you belong to and or how well you think that you're doing at the moment. They're going to take the whole system down gradually until you're all serfs, and they get it round to everybody in the end, because there's to be no middle class whatsoever left after this agenda is through. They've said that in all their writings, from Karl Marx right up through the Royal Institute of International Affairs, no middle class will be allowed. This new scientific society, the only replacement for a middle class will be a scientific elite. And that's what we have already. Look who Obama's appointed on all these different panels. He's got more appointees than any previous government. And these guys were all the old hardline scientific socialist-type communists that have been helping to write depopulation programs for years.
Oh, there's never been an administration this packed. I mean, they're all saying no Second Amendment, global extermination, one-child policies, eugenics, no free speech. I mean, they're in a group of authoritarian, goblin-like, pot-bellied, jowled, little human-hating trash.
And also what the U.S. and everybody else has to do is to kick off all these people, all these appointees, all these NGO groups that are now appointed to governments. We did not elect them. They have no say over our lives. And therefore they have to be kicked out completely, and government has to be taught. And you know this, Alex. Government's going to, one way or another, government has to be taught, retaught, that they serve the people.
Well, notice it's not public servant. It's official. It's authority. And the media creamily calls them officials and bows down to them and gets the government press releases and with relish repeats the lies and bows to government. Everything's the opposite of what liberty is, just bowing and groveling to the petty signets of power.
That's right. This is a strange society where the public servants earn more than maybe 1,000 families combined each. So there's something wrong here, and let's get back to serving the people. They've never served the people in other countries. In the U.S., you were the only country with a chance, and I think the people have to regain that very, very